homie used to dream, don't dream no. Started out with it, now I'm fuck on the stove. Cousin Pablo, neighborhood knocker. My little homie used to dream, don't dream no more. Pipe dream, pipe.
The 12, quarter pound like McDonald's. 50 drum with the shape. They ain't really keep it, honey. Just took it out the scale. I had to see for myself. They been skipping on the rails. Partners, they ripping it up on the stove. I got some brothers that I don't parole. I got some brother that still I don't bun. I got some brother that ain't coming home. I let the homie be hitting my phone. If it could lick, I hit it up. Don't care if he did it, if he repeated it. I read my Bible and we all forgive it. They praying on out in the bitch. I'm praying for all of my living. My mama could barely make rent. No money for college tuition. Making it out is essential. Fighting no war in these trenches. My little homie, my little homie. So much potential.
Don't drain no. Started out with it, now I'm coco on the stove. Cousin Pablo, neighborhood knocker. My little homie used to dream, don't dream no more. Pipe dream, 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 pipe dream.
Breaking the news, eating the spam. Mama smoke. They still love him, but he one deep being trying. I just pray, all I know is pray. On the cool, how you praying too? Young boy with some AK, but now they thugging in your brother too. Tell my brother this a trap. Mama ain't raised a rag. Sold it soul for a stack. We gon' need that bag. Pull up, I'm taking back everything. Still like the mood like Eddie Kane. Still got a dream like Dr. Kane. I'm rapping up on what I sell.
Don't drain no. Started out with it, now I'm coco on the stove. Cousin Pablo, neighborhood knocker. My little homie used to dream, don't dream no more. Pipe dream, 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 homie used to dream, don't dream no more. Started out with it, now I'm coco on the stove. Cousin Pablo, neighborhood knocker. My little homie used to dream, don't dream no more. Pipe dream, pipe dream, pipe dream, pipe dream, pipe dream, pipe dream. You gotta fight for the dream. Pipe dream. You gotta fight for the dream. Pipe dream, pipe dream. You gotta fight for the dream. Pipe dream. You gotta fight for the pipe dream.
It's your boy Crescendo. We live.
Paper to paper.
It's your boy Crescendo with Kareem Bell.
K-Bizzle.
K Breezy. We got Johnny Hxmble in the building.
What up, what up? How's everybody doing?
Yo, yo, yo. We are Facebook Live. We are live on RadioUNT.net. And we got some new heat from YB, Calling All Soldiers 2. We're going to drop that. Let's go ahead. Let's start the show and let's drop that and bring it back. You listen to the hype.
You know it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest like it's you and I. Serve the flesh, you'll live through the spirit. With me that is not an option like it's do or die. I do not strive for religion, that's diminishing. They gon' judge you anyway, I'm serving sentences. God grant me the life change, the world wanna finish it. I got many miles to go and I'm racked up on energy. Saved by the grace, travel through the states, bringing hope. He fill me with love, I move underlay against the ropes. I've been down before, got up and I've been down again. Thought I spent my life so low, then he got me a cape. Now I got all these people out here trying to follow me. I do work for followers, but only for his following. Breathing in his grace, laughing at what's trying to swallow me. Tell me what is pressure when my God is saying call on me. Driving down the interstate, working on my centerpiece. Demonstrating love to the world and all my enemies. Pray I lay my life down to your work. I'm all yours until it's over, but you faithfully made a way until the end of me. Pray this makes some noise, that's an instrument. And a note, prepping for his rain. You gon' need an ark, and a coat, and a boat. We was lost, dead in sin, wild beasts, animal. Struggle just to face the Father. Jesus Christ has handled those problems. I know where I've been and where I'm headed. I call on God, he come like paramedics. The world a lot like cell phones. When you think you need it most is when you lose connection. Yeah. You know it. Welcome.
Yo, we back. I told you I'd bring it back real quick. So shout out to YB. That actually wasn't his new single, but we will throw his new single either next week or the following week. But again, you guys are tuned into the hype. We always keep you up to date with what's going on, with new music that's dropping, and what's going on. So McGregor fans, I brought Johnny along.
Okay.
Let's talk about this fight.
Is that what we're
are we really doing this right now? Go ahead, man. Please. I'd love to hear this.
What am I putting out, like a statement, an opening statement?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so I'm conflicted on it because during the fight, I was like, man, McGregor, the first few rounds was holding it down. We can't deny the first 3 rounds, even on the score.
Holding what down?
He was tagging.
Yeah, he was in the back of the head. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to body slam him.
I understand that.
Okay.
But no, he was landing legal punches as well.
Okay.
So he was doing good. And then I got really, really frustrated at the part. I think it was like round 8 or 9.
Yep.
Like that, he just was dead. And I was like, I don't think that was his normal stamina type of thing. At that point, I was like, is this thing rigged? I feel like this thing is rigged. Because then he got extremely gassed. He's just like lethargic, sitting there, taking punches. Then the other flip side of that is that the ref didn't give him a fair call. It wasn't a fair call. Everybody that I've talked to agrees it has not been a fair call. He didn't get knocked down. He didn't seem dazed or anything like that. He was fatigued. Yeah, he was hit in the face pretty hard. We got that. He was getting rocked. He didn't get a fair countdown. He didn't get an 8 count. Where every single fight you get an 8 count. And at least if you get dropped, you don't give you an 8 count if you're not fighting back.
I feel like people who watch boxing forget what
what
boxing is all
I'm
about.
In a boxing family. So.
But I feel like you're forgetting something here. First of all, it was a technical knockout. It wasn't a total knockout.
No, I understand
right?
that, but he shouldn't have called.
Well, he called it because McGregor's on the ropes and was about to collapse.
Well,
he was saving his life.
McGregor was on the rope saying, "I'm good. I'm good."
Well, he wasn't good, and when did he do the glove tuck? If he was good, right? When the ref said knockout, McGregor with his personality, with his attitude, would have came back and did what? No, it's not a knock, and he would have contested it, but he did it.
Right after,
he went up and dapped
Mayweather. When they interviewed him right after, that was the first thing he said. He's like, I don't think the ref should have called it.
Okay, we'll leave that point for now because that's a here or there thing. The whole fight, you talk about his stamina, right?
Yeah.
We keep forgetting that McGregor is not a boxer.
No, I agree with that, 100%.
The first thing we weren't betting on who was going to win in the house that I was watching the game in. We were betting on how was McGregor going to lose or get disqualified. And the first thing we bet on was, I guarantee you McGregor comes out the gate swinging and making haymakers. That is a classic mistake that anybody who knows anything about boxing would tell anybody coming into a ring with a professional like Mayweather. Do not come out giving your all. You come out, you test the waters, you see what's happening, because Mayweather is all about endurance. Mayweather is all about that dance that he does, and he is a technical winner. Mayweather is not a knockout winner. Mayweather is a technical winner. And my big thing was, when I was watching this whole promo and all this nonsense, you're right in a sense, this thing was rigged, right? Yeah, it was rigged for both fighters, though. They're both walking away with an enormous payday for doing nothing.
Yeah, that's
but Mayweather came out, and he did exactly what Mayweather does. He did it with Pacquiao. He did it in all his major fights. What does he do? He tests your stability. He tests your endurance, and he just waits. He waits on you to get tired, and then when you get tired, because my biggest thing was like, Mayweather, please hit this dude, because Mayweather got some power behind them little hands.
Yeah.
I was like, Mayweather, please hit this dude. Round 6, that's when it kicked in. Mayweather started landing them crazy punches, and he started beating them. And the fact that people thought an MMA fighter could actually get in the ring and hold their own against a boxer, I think is just a flawed
let's also
notion.
back up there a little bit as well, because
okay.
McGregor started off as a boxer, so he's not just an MMA fighter. He started off his career as a boxer.
Well, when you say start off his career, where are you talking about starting his career? When he was a JIT, he was boxing, right?
Then he took on mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts, exactly.
So he has the training of a boxer. So it's not that he's just like a.
That's like me putting Melina in boxing and saying she started off as a boxer. No, she's a kid who put on some gloves. That's a big difference. MMA is his thing, right?
No, MMA is his
and
thing,
he's been out of the ring for so long.
Each MMA artist, mixed martial arts artist has a primary focus.
Yeah.
And
You know, so
I
his
think,
primary focus when he
honestly,
started was,
I still enjoyed the fact that McGregor lasted the 10th round.
Yeah.
Now, my money was on the 11th round.
That's what made me mad.
But my money was on the 11th round, so I wanted him to go one more round and win that money with that Mayweather.
And that was the thing that bothered me too, because Mayweather said before the fight, if McGregor lasted all 12 rounds, that would be a win for him.
That would.
Yeah, so I think like them calling that fight without doing the gloves, without giving the 8 count, was robbing him of an opportunity of at least lasting the 12 rounds.
McGregor couldn't have made it past that.
I don't think he would have gotten a knocked out. McGregor's been rocked in the head far harder than what we saw in that fight. Also, McGregor, and this is the part where I think that, this was rigged, was because every single McGregor, because I'm a huge fan of him, I watched every one of his fights, he comes out the gate, like he said, and he lays those sledgehammers.
Because it's shorter matches, though.
But not once did he do that with Mayweather. He would just love tapping him.
You can't. When Mayweather comes... I watch McGregor, too, right? I'm not a huge MMA fan. I think it's too brutal, and it's not a technical sport. It's all about who can bite, punch, kick, stab the hardest, right? I'm not a big fan of the brutality of MMA. But... when McGregor comes out, he comes out kicking. McGregor comes out kneeing people. It's a very different thing than being restricted to only using your fists. So when he came out like that, it's a whole different type of fight. Not to mention when in MMA, there's a lot more holding than there is in boxing.
And we saw that in the fight.
We saw top holding. But in MMA, when you're holding somebody and you're doing like a supine hold or something like that, there's a lot more rest for your body physically, so you can recover quite faster when you're coming back. Not to mention, it's a knockout, drag out. You don't really have to think about what you're doing. All you have to do is make sure you don't get hit and make sure that you hit harder. But boxing is more of an art. It's a delicate art. And honestly, I'm going to 100% agree with you. This whole thing was rigged, I think, in my personal opinion, to bring back the boxing industry, which is dying, right? We needed something big like this to put it
this is
out.
the thing. When I heard that Mayweather ended his career at 49-0, I was like, he's going to go for the 50. He's going to win this. It's like... come on, like
I wouldn't count that as a real win.
I don't know.
You take an MMA fighter and you get your 50th on that. For me, that would not be a real win. I would not feel happy with that. As a boxer.
51 if you count as well.
And just the same, just as the
no,
same.
that's messed up.
But just as the same for McGregor, this loss doesn't count on his record.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Also, that same night, we also had the Verb. We had some really dope artists out.
Super dope.
We had Joey Waters, Jonah, Case Flow.
Shout out to Tampa, man.
Tampa showed up in the building. Some really dope artists. Joey actually then left that week and went to LA.
Joey Waters?
Joey Waters. He was in a freestyle challenge
Nice.
with Verizon. So shout out to him. We're actually going to play his song next. It's called Can I? And you're listening to The Hype, yo.
We'll never get tired, we'll never get tired. On my job, Jesus 24/7. We'll never get fired, excuse my French. I ain't worried about nothing, unless we talking about pride. But I'm drenched, all up in that sauce. It's his vision over I. Real ones multiply, we add grace, subtract hate. No, we don't divide. We gonna ride with mad faith, never lack faith, cause we know the prize. I ain't never gotta play perfect, I'm the first to say I got flaws on me. Got scars on me, but the God on me, undefeated, no loss on me, get to it. I ain't never gonna quit, I just gotta keep grinding. Man, let's do it. I forever stay lit, cause the light inside stay shining. Man, I got struggles that I got above, cause I got brothers that'll never judge. Accountable and they got love, it's the real ones that'll never budge. Rock solid, riding thick or thin, we all been through the mud. Yeah, we bad it, never content with sin, we all saved by the blood. And I was so in debt, but Jesus came and paid the cost. Took my burden from my back and then replaced it with a cross. You can hate on me, but I got that grace on me. I keep it 1,000 just the way I gotta grow. If you with it, say you with it. Just one thing I gotta know. Can I keep it real and raw? That's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? Hey, that's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? That's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? Hey, that's the only way to be. It's only for the real ones. Hey, to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, to go away. We'll never go home. We'll never go home. When it's red breed in the building, baby, we forever in zone. So transparent, we be going through it. We'll never be alone, cause we know the Father's got us and we'll make it through the storm. And we here, oh yeah, we here, always giving that truth. And we walking what we talking, and we hit the street with proof. And we show love when we showed up more than the juice in a cold cut. Oh, yo, know my hold up, that living water get pulled up. We moving, no time to sit down, we all in on the grind. What we doing? Go right in your town to let you know that God shines. Ha, cause the sin you fight daily will consume your life daily. But if you see Christ daily, you make new when you die daily. No, it ain't been perfect, but I'm grateful for the pain. So when I'm seeing clouds now, I'm just thankful for the rain. You can hate on me, but the grace on me is the ace, homie. Don't play, homie. If you in my space, homie, no, I don't do that fake, homie. You can hate on me, but I got that grace on me. I keep it 1,000 just the way I gotta grow. If you with it, say you with it. Just one thing I gotta know. Can I keep it real and raw? That's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? Hey, that's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? That's the only way to be. Can I keep it real and raw? Hey, that's the only way to be. It's only for the real ones. Hey, 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 to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, hey, to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, hey, to go away. It's only for the real ones. No fake. Hey, hey, to go away. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Delivery might be rushed, so no time's wasted. Treat each line like braille. Feel what I'm saying? They shocked that I don't want what they want. Don't got a major cosign yet, so can't stunt how they stunt. I never fit in, and I never tried to. This industry will give you a wink and then deny you. They threatening in their feelings, turn the real ones into villains, perpetuating their fears, so your limits the ceiling. Yeah, you don't, man, probably the best, but you can sell more. Just it ain't about substance, just on how much you flex. Make them look like they got cerebral palsy. Could be the new wave they call it saucy. Gave up 15 years, I know what it cost me. My focus ain't ever adequate. Tried other things, but it seems I wouldn't do well if I had to quit. It's not you, it's me. I tried to deny it, I'm just trying to be me. And I'll never be free unless I confess it was all me.
Check it, 1, 2. Feel you, homie? Too underrated, they say it. Like it, love it, then hate it. Hype it, pump it, they favorite. Not denying they played it. They bite it, recite it, claim it. Hype you flying so famous. Went from title to greatest. Now you back to being nameless. God bless you. They had you feeling extraterrestrial. Out of this world, now you feeling like the next dude. Was married to the game. Now you treated like the ex who's really sorta lame. And you feeling all the pain. Do you wish to play a game for some fame? Giving your soul for the title, they chorus, quoting the Bible, they bogus, knowing they vile, they soulless, hoping to buy you just to string you up, next to pimp you down. Rappers getting turned out just to hold a crown. For a few years, a few cheers, then gone like who cares?
It's not you, it's me. I tried to deny it, I'm just trying to be me. And I'll never be free unless I confess it was all me. It's not you, it's me. I tried to deny it, I'm just trying to be me. And I'll never be free unless I confess it was all me. And yes, I'm gonna make it even though you don't agree. I don't need to hear you say it. And yes, I'm gonna make it even though you don't agree. I don't need to hear you say it. And yes, I'm gonna make it even though you don't agree. I don't need to hear you say it. I'm gonna make it.
Yo, that was Nowadays and Stefanato. You're listening to The Hype. Thank you guys for everyone that's tuning in on Facebook Live as well as on RadioUNT.net. So besides the VMAs, which I didn't see any memes about, so I didn't see anything good come from it.
It was garbage.
There was a crazy hurricane in Houston, and one of the lead big churches that actually owns the Rockets, it was the old Rockets Stadium, 17,000 seats.
No, 66,000 seats, my friend.
Ooh.
66,000.
Okay. 66,000 seats. Space enough for Houston, for a game at Houston at least, was closed during one of the biggest hurricanes to hit Houston. So there's so many angles we can come at this. A lot of people are immediately pointing fingers at Joel. Why wasn't he prepared? I know that, you could say you weren't prepared at your house. I can understand that. But with a building that big, you have to at least be prepared.
I mean, we could at least put him in his 17,000 square foot mansion. I think that's where you got those numbers mixed up.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, we could have fit a piece of Houston in there, too. But go ahead.
That's true. We could have put them inside of his house.
With $40 million net worth.
Yes. So none of that. Obviously, none of that was made from the church. It was from his books. We have to correct that every time.
Friend, listen. On my super yacht this weekend when Houston was flooding, you know what I did to contribute to the community? I drove around and I passed out, "This is your best life yet." And those victims of the flood, I swear if they read my book, they wouldn't have drowned. It's just like, come on, man. Are you serious?
Yo, I get why everyone put him on blast. But what I don't get is why his church wasn't prepared. I think that's my main thing, because it's a big facility. But then again, you're asking the workers of your facility to come in when they should be protecting their families.
What are your thoughts, John?
All right, so I've had this debate a couple times already. I am not a Joel Osteen fan.
Okay.
So first of all, do I agree with Christians straight up ripping him apart on social media? No, I don't agree with that at all. I think we do that enough already as it is.
Yeah.
Do I think that his church should have been prepared? 1,000%. It should be the first people to respond. His opening statement to his video that he put out after he was pressured enough on social media was that the city didn't ask us to. The city shouldn't have asked you to. You should have been the first responders. Now, I do agree with you as well. His family, the families of the members of that church should definitely, they're probably going through it as well. Whatever the case may be. Maybe he could have called for volunteers. Maybe he could have opened up the doors and just at least have a space or something like that. But just to do nothing for, I think it was 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
I think as a
actually it's 4 days. I take that back.
Oh, 4 days.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
that's bad for the community. Like, the community is clearly suffering. Like, you see it. The people are displaced. And just to sit back and do nothing because the state did not ask him to is just kind of like a cop out. I think.
I think we as Christians have a problem. And let me tell you what our first problem is. Looking to man and not God. That's the first thing. First of all, Joel Osteen is not a pastor. I don't understand why people look at Joel Osteen as a pastor. I don't understand why he takes on the title of pastor of Lakeside Church. I don't understand it, because Joel Osteen is not a pastor. He rarely refers to the Word of God. He talks about positivity as opposed to transformation of the heart and the soul.
He's a motivational speaker.
He's a motivational speaker is what Joel Osteen is. So why are we getting mad that a motivational speaker did not open up his building for people to come in? I'm just going to be real there. That's the first thing. My other problem with this is that Christians in this situation are basically putting other churches on blast by making Joel Osteen the standard bearer for our faith. That's the first thing. Because people when they look at Joel Osteen, they don't understand that he is not a part of the fold. He's not a part of who we are as Christians. Joel Osteen is a motivational speaker. Now, he may be a believer in his own heart, but he does not preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. But people are associating him, Christians specifically, with folks who do preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's my big problem, is that it's given the media the ability to attack the church, because the first thing people are bringing up in this thing is, oh, he's a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and he didn't open up his church. Well, I like to follow the facts. The facts are these. First of all, the backside of the man's church was flooded.
Okay.
Bottom
I didn't
line,
know
street was inaccessible to the public.
Okay.
But remember, we live in the day and age where things go viral, but without facts, right?
Agreed.
So that's the first thing. How do we get Donald Trump in office? Because of that exact thing.
Yeah.
He mechanized a weapon against the media and he used it, right? Okay, cool.
Oh, I thought he got flooded.
Oh no! Anyway, so back part of his church it was flooded, right? The bottom floor of his church. Now, if we remember history, I hate the Houston Rockets. I think they're like the worst team in the world. But people love them. But I did follow the Houston Rockets for a little bit. Their stadium several times did get flooded, right? Mm-hmm. So they had quite a bit of flooding going on there. So he was concerned about that. And let's just be real. If the roles were reversed and he opened up his church the day that the flooding started, and people were in that bottom level, which actually did flood as well, and somebody died, then he would have been called what? Negligent. Right? Mm-hmm. So as a PR guy, as a public speaker, I believe that Joel Osteen was just like, well, wait a second. I gotta wait to make sure we're good before I open this church up, because I know if somebody gets hurt, dies, or y'all remember when Louisiana happened, man? People were in the stadium getting raped, bro. Like, you'd think that the best of human intentions would come out in situations like this. You had people getting robbed, people starting gang fights, people getting raped in that arena when they were trying to have refuge. And, you know, for that particular situation, imagine if he had opened his doors up, they would have told him, oh, you didn't prepare properly. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now all this is on your hands. And realistically, should he have been prepared? Well, my answer to that is, again, I'm not a fan of Joel Osteen, but the city wasn't even prepared. Okay. So if the city wasn't prepared, how are we expecting a church to be prepared? That's my big thing. Well, so I think he's getting backlash, which he should, because as you said, the church's main obligation should have been the first thing you do is open your doors. Nobody needs to ask you to do that. But then I also see the other side of that coin, and I think the criticism he's facing right now is a little bit too harsh, because if he had opened a church, and he said himself, what about the workers that would have had to staff this place? We had to go pick them up by boats. I had people holding their babies in the flood too. So it's not like Joel Osteen was unaffected. Well, he might have been unaffected in his house on the hill, but his people were not unaffected with what was going on with the flood. It flooded the whole city. So I just don't think that's a fair response.
That's actually a great answer. Like, I mean, first of all, I didn't realize that it got flooded already, or it had issues with being flooding. So logically, that makes sense. And I mean, the whole pastoral thing. Like, I agree, he's not a pastor or anything like that. Now, if you're going to be claiming that you're a pastor, you should be ready to do something.
Exactly.
Maybe not. Okay, maybe not open up your doors, but be ready to do something for your community. Don't wait till social media gives you back.
He didn't mobilize fast enough. He didn't respond fast.
4 days is a long.
My thing is, like, don't leave your lights on in your church either. You know,
like,
I can't with you. I'm done.
There's another argument that I was saying on Facebook too. There's some big furniture store owner that's out there in Houston.
He opened up the furniture store and let all the folks in. Yeah,
but nobody was giving him heat because he opened it up. I think a couple days later too. Everybody's praising him.
Exactly.
For doing that, but nobody's giving him heat. So that's the other dirty side too. Is like everybody's gonna give Joel Osteen heat. But then this other guy, business owner,
because he represents Christianity, and whether or not we want to accept it, the media is hostile to Christianity.
Exactly.
I do like Chris Cuomo, and I forget the other guy that's on CNN who are, I don't know if they're Christians, but they profess to be Christians. But they did give Joel Osteen a fair shot to defend himself and to answer the questions. And I think once he waited too long. I mean, it's a PR question, right? We're all in music. We understand how important public relations is, and I think he waited a little bit too long to speak up. He should have came out and said, "Look, we've already got workers mobilized," because realistically he did. They already had people working. Okay. They had people doing stuff in the city. They just weren't doing it at the church, and that was his reasoning behind that whole thing. Now, whether or not this is all a lie, I mean, only God can judge. But when I look at the situation, it kind of makes sense to me. And now,
I never think we should roast a man.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I roasted him a little bit when I first heard it, because my first reaction was anger. Because I think, like, if I were in that position, again, I have a $40 million net worth. I'm doing big things like this. My thought was, he just probably didn't want to deal with that cleanup bill when all the people left his stadium. That was my thought. Okay. But then after, like I said, after reading a little bit more, hearing the man's heart and stuff like that, again, I don't agree with him, but as a human being, I think he tried to do the best he could, and he wasn't worried about being in the public spotlight. He was more concerned about, all right, let me make sure my people are taken care of.
I think as a whole, though, the problem that we're having is that hurricanes, disasters, all these things are happening, but people are not prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. Trump's cutting FEMA down, the budget for FEMA. He's cutting, different budgets from here and there. And I think as a whole, like, as much as we know, with all the social media we have, with all the news outlets we have, we're still like, I'll stay home, or I'll just rough it out. You know, you got to understand all these people were there. But I think the main thing that really bugs me is that as a leader in your community, whatever you want to call him, my first thing is how can we use our resources to help people? And that's one thing that everyone noticed. And he was like, we're not ready for it. But at the same time, you have to be prepared for any type of major event, especially if you're that big of a church.
The debate to that too is like, how can you really prepare for
that? And I don't know how you can be. And I'm gonna be real. Like, I feel like a lot of times we hold people up to unrealistic standards. Because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna put myself on blast here too. How much money did you send to Houston?
That's true.
Okay, I didn't send anything either. So, and technically, with what we do, I teach at my church. I teach at a very large church. I mean, you have a radio show. And we're technically leaders in certain communities, and we didn't do anything. So how are we going to blast somebody else for reacting slowly? You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing to kind of focus on. And again, Christians, we are the worst at that. And I think that's one of the main reasons we push people away is because they say, you're going to judge me. You're going to tell me I got to do this when you ain't even doing that. So I just want to give a shout out and say, like, for what he has done, he has donated resources. He's doing what he can now. But at the end of the day, he is a man. He is a human being. And my first thought in a situation like that, I don't care if I'm president or anybody else, my first thought is my fam safe? That's the first thing. My second thing, are my people safe? Those are my concerns when something like that happens. And then from there, I mobilize what I can to make stuff happen. So I think to an extent we need to give them a pass.
Well, yeah, and then if you think about it, let's say the doors were open and they didn't have all those supplies that they're getting in now.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been even more of a disaster. We talked about it earlier with what happened with Louisiana.
Yeah.
But I know we could go in to this, but I know we've had enough. So we're going to play Had Enough by Dayton featuring Bizzle. Sure you're listening to The Hype, y'all.
And it will surprise you, cause you will see there's lots of tough guys in it. They say I am possessed and of evil, cause I look like I am upset. For the supply and the depth of my people, and that's something I can accept. So what's it to you if my mood has been ruined and my attitude's like I'm doing this? Homie, imagine this music influences crime in my hood and you dudes are excusing it. I guess you would rather I digress. Sit back and be idle in the name of love, and just watch the hands tick on the Timex while the crime and the violence outside gets worse, bullets flying where I rest. While the kids cook crack in the pirates to provide death to whoever's gonna buy next. I bet you will, but never that. You better read his divine text, cause it says the faith comes by hearing and it's apparent the faith is in the music that they digest. It influences their mindset, and it produces terminators like Skynet. So am I vexed and ready to write? Yes, I had enough, so don't you interfere with my quest, cause my anger is righteous. Go ahead, you stay mad at us. And put your fingers on your people die. But man, cause we had enough. So you can talk and know that we just ride. Had enough, I said we had enough. Had enough. Go ahead, you be mad at us, but not for talking, we just ride. They say I am possessed of evil, cause I look like I am upset. But the supply and the step to my people, and that's something I can't accept. Homie, why you mad at us? You think we just acting tough? Oh no, we just handle enough.
What you want me to be, Ned Flanders in a deadland, stuck with a headman that I just can't trust? Watching the feds act up. You wish I would sit down, well, I wish you would just stand up. You remain silent when they get violent, then wanna ride when we address that stuff. Innocent shed blood, head bust. When you see the color, don't check me, go and check that chunk. You say my brothers are violent, we say you duckers and cowards, huh? You say our people get plucked and devoured, you don't want none of them problems, huh? We are not thuggers and robbers, we are them gutter survivors. We are supposed to be one in the son of the father, but you keep running your choppers, only pulling your weapon to cut my squad. Really, I didn't want to get in your chest, but you itching to get it going against my set. You were ignorant if you feeling you can hinder the mission. We breaking into the prison and giving them God next. I just want to know who you work for, cause you ain't feeling no one in them church clothes. You never go with the enemy, no problem with a enemy. All you do is stone the prophet to Yahweh.
No way you stay negative. You got your fingers while your people die. We're niggas, we had enough. Forget the talking on me, we ride. Had enough. Go ahead, you be mad at us. You not the talking, we just ride. They say I am possessed and I'm evil cause I look like I am upset. But the supplying this death to my people and that's something I can't accept. Homie, why you mad at us? You think we just acting tough? Oh no, we just had enough. Ha!
Getting me all the way from A to B while switching my CD, flipping to track 3, giving a repeat. Spinning everything in the speak, really. So if you hate me, so others can see God uses weak people like me to achieve things you believe. I'ma have to leak and release heat like I brought up on your peeps and the sea bring. I'm seeking this peace deep in your mind. It's the way I'm designed, and he ain't finished. They wanna clean up my true colors, they dump on the paint, and I'm just made.
one I hate, this one that really pay. Visit you came with a play. Apron draped around your waist while you wait for mistakes. You know I'm taking the steak knife to cut away your fillets. So now I ain't. Back in the booth, my number 2, dropping the 2 shoot. Cause I do it alright. Then with the left, I'm taking these sheets and making a mess of the toilet bowl of an industry willingly. Privacy, something you don't get, They keep knocking, stop it, wait, I'm not done yet. Hold on my sleeve, if you will a beat, I go with a beat, it's the pen ink,
Heart on my sleeve, it's nothing to me. As long as I know that you got me. As long as I know that you got me. Heart on my sleeve, it's nothing to me. As long as I know that you got me. As long as I know that you got me.
Yo, we are back on the hype. We got K Breezy.
What's good?
And we got Johnny Hxmble.
What up?
So, Johnny Hxmble just dropped a new collection. Is that correct?
That is correct.
August 25th, right?
Yes, it was. Fall collection.
Fall collection.
And I want to let you know, I asked this guy to get me like 3 of your hats, and I have yet to get any of these hats back.
I said humblebrand.com.
Oh,
I like that plug. What's your Twitter? What's your instincts?
at Hxmblebrand, at Hxmblebrand, at Hxmblebrand.
Perfect.
Now, humble is with an X.
Yes.
So instead of a U, X.
Yep.
Why is that again?
Well, at first when I did the hat that you're wearing,
I just got it.
you just got it.
I just got it
Go
before you say it.
ahead.
The humble, it takes the U out of it. That's what the X is for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just got it. Now I want 3 hats.
At first, when I started the company, it was the Humble brand, which was good and everything like that. Then I made that hat, and then when I launched that hat, it became such a conversational piece because people are like, "Why is there an X? What are you trying to do? You misspelled it." Or it would always come up, and I'm like, "No, well, I mean, the whole point of it is that I'm just removing you out of the equation. It's about God. It's not about you." And so that would start a conversation, and a lot of people, would get more into talking about the word and everything like that. So it's dope. And then I just saw that when I used it more and more, it just provoked so many questions that I was like, you know what? Boom! I just changed the whole company name to that, and I simplified it just Humble. So
now, is this one of your new shirts right here?
yeah, this is one of my new crew necks. Born Again. This is actually a graffiti piece that I did
That's
back
dope.
in the day. It's just, obviously you can see the skull coming off, and then the girl's like brand new underneath.
I like that.
So just Born Again, So I dropped a whole new collection. I want to say about 37 pieces. It's my biggest collection I've ever dropped. So I try to do the best rollout I can and everything, but it's been getting a good response. So I'm glad.
Making moves, I love it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you got the sweaters for sweater season coming up.
Yeah. It's too hot in Florida.
Which in Florida, that means about 2 days. Or if you work at a call center or a very cold place,
You can wear them every day.
you can wear them every day.
All day.
We've been rolling together for, what, 2 years now? 3?
Two? I don't want to say it's going on 3, bro.
3, yes. 3 years.
I
We
met you. You had no facial hair.
I had no facial hair.
Wow.
I got beef right now. Can you please make a hat that fits men with big heads?
Actually,
Bruh, I have a big head and I can't wear hats because they don't look right on me.
So I had complaints about that. Not to say that this individual has a big head, but my homie Dayton, I
Yes.
gave him one of those hats and it didn't fit him. So I was like, oh man. So I looked into it, and then one of my boys, Lewis, shout out to Lewis, he was like, yeah, there's actually different sizes and stuff. So I did the research.
Yeah.
The newer hats, they're all the standard size. Like that's like a kid size.
Yo, I need a hat that comes down right here because I like to wear my ball caps low.
Okay.
But the problem is when I put it on low, like if I try this dude's hat on, it's on the top
Yeah,
back
yeah.
of my head like this.
And I hadn't realized this was the first time I dropped a dad hat. So I never wore dad hats in my life.
Yeah.
I'm a snapback guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, but I did the research and I remedied it. So
I only wear dad hats, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of hat I wear.
The new dad hats he's got on the site, definitely a lot bigger than these.
Okay, cool.
These
and I brought back snapbacks. I don't know if you
Yeah.
I brought back snapbacks.
I've never been able to dress hip hop. When I dress hip hop, like I feel goofy. People are like, you look dope, but I just like for my birthday. This shout out to Forever 21. They're one of my sponsors on my Instagram page. Kareem Bell. They sent me a bunch of hip hop clothes, right? And like this girl dressed me for my birthday, and I was like, it looked dope, but I just felt wrong.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like denying the name of Christ or something. I didn't know. I don't feel right because I'm not like I love hip hop, but like style wise, I am not hip hop. I am your dad. I am that guy. So I'm just like I can't. I wear polos and Dickie shorts, man. I can't do it. Well,
that's what that's like a college dropout Kanye phase.
Yeah. Okay, I could do Kanye.
Yeah, we could do
Wear
that.
the backpack looking like a fourth grader.
Yes.
Cool.
So, as far as the new collection is concerned, you have a couple new pieces. You were saying you have the Born Again piece. You have the new logo of the lion. Right?
Yeah. I wanted to introduce something just like a character because I've always used just a name, and it was pretty good and everything like that. But I wanted to create a character that I could just use like as a stamp. So I created that lion. He's wearing a snapback.
Leo season, baby. Leo season.
It's actually hilarious though because I designed it as a lion.
I gotta look this up now.
And not a single person recognizes it as a lion.
Yo, someone's like, "Is that a warthog?"
Yes. I got one person. One person said it was a warthog. One person said it was a bear. Another one said a baboon the other day. I'm like, so
I think they would just be a racist.
Whatever you interpret it as is, maybe your inner animal. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
It's been pretty cool. A lot of people have been showing love to it. So this is dope.
Is that the Live Bold collection, one with the lion?
There's just a fall collection.
Okay.
So if you go on the site,
It looks like a bull. He says a bull.
Bro, that does look like a warthog. I'm not even gonna lie to you right now.
It's supposed to be cheekbone.
Here, let me see that. Let me see.
Honestly, I right off the bat I saw lion, but maybe that's just because I've been engraved with the Humble Giants, the original shirt.
Right. That's what I thought people might have connected with because my original Humble Giants tee was a lion. Like everything I did was
It's
a lion.
his little cat thing.
Yeah,
that's what throws you off because it looks like nostrils at first. Yeah. Okay, got it. It's still dope though. I rock it. They're like, "Why you wearing a Chicago Bulls shirt?" I'm like, "Because the Bulls had to humble themselves."
I'm not. Yeah, so it's been pretty good, and hopefully everybody likes it. Hopefully everybody enjoys the collection. I did more statements in the collection too, so I try to make sure that it has more content, hopefully to provoke questions.
Okay, dope.
So I know Humble Brand has always been involved in community events, as well as whether you're setting up at a church, but you're also setting up in bars and clubs and different venues at different shows with us. How has some of that feedback affected your clothing line?
It's a double-edged sword, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it because I get to have even a bigger debate with people because coming off the bat, you hear the word humble. It's thought-provoking, of course, and people automatically assumed it's going to be following the formula of Grateful, of Unashamed, all those other brands, which I was not trying to do. Just because I think I've told you guys this before, or at least I've told you before. I grew up in the church. I had my fallout for about 10 years where I was out in the world, and I hated everything about Christianity. A lot of people go through that. Then when I came back because I found God's love. It was very different. When I was in church when I was young, all I knew about was the wrath of God.
Yep.
So, it was an experience, but I learned so much when I was out there in the world that with hip-hop, with, business, everything. So what my intention with the brand is not to just necessarily be in the church only for Christians, right? I'm trying to make sure that I'm going into the places that maybe people are looking for God, but they just don't realize he's there, so that's why we go to the bars, that's why we go to the clubs, that's why we go to the lounges, wherever the case may be, because man, it's awesome when we go out to those places. Again, it raises questions. I get to talk to them about God, but maybe somebody in there would not. So it's really good. But now the downside of that is people think that I'm not a true Christian because of it. People think that I'm compromising message, and this goes into the long dragged out conversation that probably doesn't need to be had again about Christian hip-hop artists and hip-hop artists.
I feel like what you're doing is different though. Like
it is,
I feel
but
like
I get compared to that so much time.
You can't even compare that because like you're going in with an intention. Like I'm intentionally doing XYZ because I know that I want to reach people, and your brand has a message behind it that, from what I can tell, is a consistent message. So I don't think that's really a fair comparison for you. I think like the work that you're doing and your heart behind it, I think is dope. And I think you shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we could get into your brand, and I'm still waiting. The thing is, I ordered his hat.
That's hilarious.
And I lost.
But this thing with my bank account.
No. Listen to this.
I posted up that picture. I don't know.
I lost my mailbox key.
It's just sitting in the mailbox.
Tiffany.
Okay.
And now I can't get the hat. It's sitting in there. And I'm like, because at first I was gonna be like, "Yo, John, where's my hat at?" Blah blah blah. But then I checked first, and then I was like, "It's here."
If I get that mailbox key first, you know what's up.
Yeah, you owe me. No, I'm just kidding. But I was definitely excited for that. But we're gonna play some more music. We're gonna play "Solo" by Lamar Riddick, and then we'll get into some local events that are going on around town. You're listening to The Hype.
Feeling so alone like Bilbo Baggins, Mr. Frodo. I'm just trying to get this pressure off my back, man. Quasimodo. I would like to cruise down the street, driving solo, but an officer may get me hurt and call him back up. Tony Romo. I am the one to ride on the elephant and maintain my elegance. I would not condone ignorance or arrogance, just to stay relevant. Told me some rapping, so I would not fail again. Y'all are some nosy people. Yes, sir. Yes, I don't like pelicans. Yes, I couldn't give you a message that's sent from the Lord, so here go your mail again. Check your email, my friend.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone. Gonna check my line, ain't nobody in my phone, so I don't waste no time. I just turn up in my zone. I ain't got no problems with me being on my own, 'cause I'm solo, 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 solo. I be going in with no friends. Solo, 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 solo. Pushing to the end, still gon' get a win. I be on the grind all the time, all alone.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone. Guess I'm just an artist that can't never really stand out, but I teach myself regardless, 'cause I never got those handouts. I left that world of darkness 'cause I knew it would not pan out. Now I'm making music for the Lord with my tongue out. Try to keep up, I get a little syncopated when I'm feeling motivated. Now I'm agitated with these rappers that are fabricated and joining Satan to be eliminated. It's open and getting juveniles to get it wrong. Independent artists just sitting with the flow. I know you never seen that coming through the door. You said you get the keys, boy, guys in the tone. Yeah, I got a piece of the power out.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone. Gonna check my line, ain't nobody in my phone, so I don't waste no time. I just turn up in my zone. I ain't got no problems with me being on my own, 'cause I'm solo, 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 solo. I be going in even with no friends. Solo, 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 solo. Pushing to the end, still gon' get the win. I be on the grind all the time, all alone. Tell them for me one time,
Solo,
hey. Kid, tell them for me 2 times,
solo, solo,
kid, tell them for me 3 times.
solo, solo, solo.
Listen to me while I hit 'em with a little red
Let me bring clarity to these celebrities who's making these melodies, convincing the youth to go out in the street and to do all these felonies. Man, this is garbage you selling me. I'm not a fan of the lies you telling me. I'm aware my wins are low because the only thing that matters to me is always my family. They rap about how to get away with murder. They must be learning that from Annalise. They say they whip it cars we never heard of, and I don't see no proof that they sign a lease. So I commend all of you brothers and sisters that's working every day at Mickey D's. Y'all are my heroes, and I'm from the South, and just know that I'm drinking and loving that sweet tea.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone. Gonna check my line, ain't nobody in my phone, so I don't waste no time. I just turn up in my zone. I ain't got no problems with me being on my own, 'cause I'm solo, 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 solo. I be going in even with no friends. Solo, 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 solo. Pushing to the end, still gon' get a win. I be on the grind all the time, all alone. I be on the grind all the time, all alone.
I be on the grind all the time, all alone, yeah.
Yo, 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 we are back. And again, I want to shout out Hxmble Brand in the building. as well K Breezy.
What's good?
Of course, we're going to give you the scoop on what's going on around town, brought to you by Ozone Effect. We got an event that's actually started at 6:30 right now at 301 Cafe. It's Beautiful Bride. It's actually Second Samuel, Platinum Bars, J Mana. Tech is actually going to be performing as well. Their food is always good, so you can't go wrong there.
Shout out to UC, man.
Shout out to UC for his hustle and grind for the Christian hip-hop community, as well as just the Christian community in general, representing, owning a business, and doing his thing there. We also got some other events going on around town. We got DJ BMF at Little Indies tonight, as well as Ashley Rich. She'll be performing at the Brass Tap at Waterford Lakes. That's tomorrow night. And then we got some B-Boy jams Sunday, hosted at the DGBEK Studios. So make sure you guys check out those. Ozone Rhythm next Wednesday. That's hosted by Ill Logic. It's an open mic, but has some dope performances at the end of the night. Make sure you guys check these out. The Sesh Orlando is also coming back as well. There's stuff that's going on around Orlando all the time. Shout out to Jennifer Desire for putting on her showcase, Fusion Showcase. I'll be on that showcase September 13th. But Orlando's always got stuff going on. Make sure you guys tune in, get the buzz from Ozone Effect. We always keep you guys live and up to date.
9 o'clock tonight. Aggies, Utah. My nephew plays. They're playing. Y'all look out for Wade.
Hey.
Just a plug.
That's the plug. Of course, we always plug. But before we end the show, I just want to let you guys know we always got stuff going on. The Verb was thankful for everyone that showed up, as well as the sponsors, Radio UNT, as well as Hxmble Brand, and some others. But I do want to play a song before we head out. The song's called Peace by New Breed. And may you guys have a peaceful Labor Day weekend. You're listening to The Hype.
It's New Breed, y'all. 2004. All my people in the East Coast. Rocks, man. We ain't forgot about y'all. All my people in the West Coast. East Law. Tell me if y'all feel this. Man, I'm just a brother who grew up from a shorty to a hustler quick. One day you see me pumping rock, now I'm pushing bricks. One day I didn't have game, now I'm pulling chicks. Funny how time flies, looked in my mom's eyes for what seemed to be an eon. No hugs and kisses, just peace. Gotta be gone down these mean streets. Guarantee that it won't cease. It could be 20 below, but I still feel the heat in the night. And I swear the hood's treating me right. Making small change now, but soon make this dollar bill. Cause misery and poverty, I know just how they feel. This inner city's real, making me wanna rob and steal, trying to come up on my next meal. I ain't a villain, but I'm feeling this hunger pain. I can't negotiate as well as a diligent can. I hate the way that it feel in my hand. I can't help but realize I ain't fulfilling the plan I was made for. No, I'm being prayed for. Someone told me heaven is bliss, still I'm living behind a slave's door. Is it truly freedom I crave for? I can't even hardly sleep, can't even hardly. All I really want is peace. Yeah, all I really want is peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and the pain.
I can't sleep at night, I ain't eating right, I can't see the light. Lord, I really need peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and the pain.
I can't sleep at night, I ain't eating right, I can't see the light. Lord, I really need peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
She crept in the back door, eyes glued to the floor, trying to keep from her moms the things her eyes saw, things her baby hands did. Thought it kind of funny, she was still just a kid and didn't want another lifetime to live. Her mom played the things she hid. Mom for sure would have flipped till her dad would have been kicked her out the crib. But girl was a pro, knew how to put on a show, quick to put her words together. Mom was real clever, never slipped on a game. Had a sturdy 5'4" frame, scheming was her pride to claim the neighborhood fame with no fear of danger. But peace was a stranger, so speed took over anger, and anger played with madness. A daily production or to cover this girl's sadness. At sweet 16, homegirl couldn't grasp this. Never mind the world beyond the hood, couldn't know its vastness. A young life with no control, cold heart and old soul. Night falls the worst when reality hurts. Dreams don't bring release, so God grant them peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
Night falls the worst when reality hurts. Dreams don't bring release, so God grant them peace.
time to the age of 9, where I didn't have a worry or a care on my mind, where the sun still shine, the rain never fell. Now I fade to black, present day trouble in hell. Only God can tell what the future holds. If the truth be told, I don't know if I believe. Now I'm having a seed, I ain't ready for this lesson. The cash bring questions, my girl been stressing. This weed used to listen to me, now it turns deaf when I talk to it. Guess that's what friends are for. At least I know the truth and ain't gotta pretend no more. It's like an endless war going on in my mind, and I can't find time to relax or recline at this rate. Won't live to see my baby's first step, or worse yet, the first breath that it breathe. Cause all I know is how to cook, cut, and sell. Can't do much, I can slang rock well. Can't be a father when I'm trapped in a cell, and it's hard to look to heaven while I'm living in hell. I need.
At 18 she broke, tried to spill it all but choked. Too much emotion evoked to let her guard down, let it hope, and she couldn't handle that. So grabbed the bag and doubled back into the street, back to party with defeat. The feet of a man she couldn't love or understand, but understand a woman with no plan won't damn and venture out on her own. To be in love is like to be a queen, reigning on a throne. And well, she may not be in love, but at least it's a home. She ain't really living life, more like a walking girl clone, prone to shut down, self-destruct or blow up. She needs to find God, peace, and freedom to grow up. She's stuck. Night falls is worse when reality hurts. Dreams don't bring release, so God grant them peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
I can't sleep at night, I ain't eating right. I can't see the light, Lord, I really need peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
Night falls is worse when reality hurts. Dreams don't bring release, so God grant them peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
I can't sleep at night, I ain't eating right. I can't see the light, Lord, I really need peace.
To learn to overcome the heartaches and pain.
Peace. We out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Before we are out, I just want to give some shout outs. Shout out to everyone on Facebook Live, radiount.net. Kareem, you got some shout outs?
Kareem Bell, follow the Instagram page, Kareem, Karimbelle, Kareem Bell. And if you have mortgage needs, Kareem Bell, DHI Mortgage. Let's do it.
Ayo. John.
Shout out to you guys, man, for having me. It's super dope. I always love coming on the show. Follow me at Hxmble Brand on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's HXMBLEBRAND, and HxmbleBrand.com, spelled the same exact way. Check out our fall collection, and yeah, man, just follow us as we do work with these guys and Crescendo, man. Try to take over Orlando.
That's what we do. So again, thank you guys for tuning into the hype. We're gonna throw on some Flame per request of K Bell, and K Bell will be your host next week.
Yeah. Ready to take over.
It's the takeover, y'all. I'm going to be in Denver. So much love to you guys, fam. And thanks again for tuning into the hype. It's your boy, Crescendo. We out.
I know a place where we will cry, but I'll wipe the tears from our eyes. Fears will be alright, because only in Him are we alive. Oh, and I know a place when you reach the end of the road. You can't carry the weight on your own. Jesus will lift the weight from your soul. Let go.
Look at his accomplishments and perfect sacrifice to appease God's wrath. To worship Him is right. There is no other way. They all lied. God sent His Son, and His Son died. Put your idols to the fire, let them burn. Christ resurrected, and He will return. God wrote the story, put Himself in it. Now you and Him can meet is the way that He intended. So if you're looking for a place that can take away the hurting, looking for a place before your situation worsens, looking for a place where the freedom is for certain, looking for escape cause the enemy is lurking. Should you join another church? Maybe you are sick and tired of searching, cause it seems like nothing is working. I'm here to tell you that the place is in a